Hey everybody, welcome in to the fastest hour in cruise talk. My name is Bill.
My name is Scott.
Hold on one second. Hey, your name is Scott.
My name is
There
Scott.
we go. I know. When I try to put it up here, I can't mute it ahead of time. So, anywho,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go ahead and see who's all in the chat. I see Mike Clock Family Adventures here. Controversial cruising. Is that you or me?
You, I think.
Okay, hold on. Let me see out because I don't see anything. I don't have anything else open. I'm gonna close that down real quick. Okay, I'm a rookie on this, Scott. You got to forgive me.
Yeah, we're all learning.
Yeah, I really don't see anything open, but I'm not saying that I don't have something open because I got so many browsers open.
So I'm fresh. I have just this open.
Okay, and I see I am Betty J. Gathers has made it in the room. Welcome in, Betty. Destination Fun is here. Brady Williams, welcome in, my friend. June Williams, thanks for coming in. Rooted in Essential Oils, thanks for stopping by. Keisha's in the house.
Yes.
The butt files are here.
Welcome in.
And Cruise Vet, thanks for stopping in. Forgive my rookie mistakes. Scott is teaching me everything he knows.
We got Ross up there too, Orange Cone Vlog too.
Did I miss him? Yep. Oh, Ross, I am so sorry. Welcome in, my friend. There he is. And I see Mommy Millionaire just made it in. Mommy Millionaire, that is my daughter. Welcome in, Jennifer. So, Scott, what are we going to talk about today?
So today, I figured, well, let's first start the show with this because I've been getting a lot of cruise questions since, of course, you have 43 cruises. I have 35 cruises. I've been getting this question quite a lot. And I've actually watched a few lives where you actually got this question too. So maybe a little redundant for you, but I wanted you to answer this for everybody here. What is a bucket list cruise or your bucket list cruise for you?
Well, so far, again, if you've been following me on YouTube, so you know I'm getting into the bucket list cruises. I've done the Caribbean cruises and the Mexican Riviera cruises. So I'm going to say my biggest cruise ever that I've taken was actually a back-to-back. It was a 22-day cruise from from Australia, Brisbane, Australia to Seattle, and then doing a back-to-back Seattle to Alaska. So 29 days total. So for me, that was a bucket list. It was a dream come true. I hit the French Polynesian Islands, Tahiti, Moorea. I did hit Hawaii, Australia, and hit Fiji, and all that like in one cruise. And with that combined with Alaska, mind blown.
Okay. And now how about if we're talking about a bucket list cruise you have not gone to yet or you have not experienced yet?
It's good that you asked that, Scott, because tomorrow's show is going to be about that. I'm going over bucket list cruises, and right now I'm torn between three in my mind. I'm still considering a few others, but right now we're probably looking at a Nile River cruise or an Antarctica cruise.
Oh, that would be
one of those.
I mean, definitely bucket list. So how long are those? Those are about 2 weeks.
You're probably talking about the cruise itself, probably being 4 or 5 days, and then other times spending. For the Egyptian cruise, the Nile River cruise would be 4 or 5 days actually on a cruise ship or boat, and then the rest would be on land. The Antarctica cruise probably will be between 10 to 16 days.
10 to 16. Okay.
Let me catch up on a few people that came in.
Yeah.
Ibu Farah, welcome in. Embarkation Nation, thanks for coming in. Traveling Check, welcome in, my friend. Speaking of cruises, I was on a bucket list cruise with them. Tony and Lisa, Traveling Check.
Oh, Nice.
And June Williams also made it in the house. Welcome in,
Welcome in,
June.
June.
And Z Show Cruise Fun is in the house. Welcome in, Z.
Welcome in, Z. So the reason kind of why I asked that, because my bucket list cruise, I'm kind of going on my bucket list cruise, let's say, in about 2 weeks. However, the real bucket list cruise for that would be if I were to go on the Carnival Luminosa, that would be doing that Trans-Pacific, that long Trans-Pacific, that 31-day Trans-Pacific, where it goes to different ports in Japan. I believe it might go up the Panama Canal. I haven't even looked because totally out of my price range, and definitely bucket list and one of those repositioning cruises that may never happen. My best friend is working on that ship right now, so that is why that would be my bucket list. But I know somebody who has already cruised on the Luminosa and is a pretty experienced cruiser. So I figured we would take this show to talk about how to prepare for an Alaska cruise. Since Bill, you have been on an Alaska cruise before.
What? I have. And, would you believe it? It was on the Luminosa.
Yes.
So it's actually your ship.
Yes.
Which, I mean, we'll get into it. I mean, again, I like all cruise ships, so we'll get into that one. But I really enjoyed Alaska. It was my second time up there recently, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too.
So, how would you say I could prepare for an Alaska cruise versus preparing for a Caribbean cruise?
Well, the biggest thing preparing for an Alaskan cruise, you still have to have your documentation in place. Yeah. The one thing about the Alaska cruise that I would do would be book it early. I would start early, book it, because they sell out, and also the excursions are somewhat limited. So, I mean, one of the first things I would do would be prepare early. Again, and this is taken away, if you got all your documentation, your passport, and all those other goodies, if you got all those, book it early. If you can afford it, get a balcony, because you're not going to, trust me, people, you're not going to want to miss anything in Alaska as far as views. I didn't have a balcony, so I mean, do as I say, do as I do. But you don't want to miss anything.
I don't either. But there are decks to look out, correct?
There's tons of observation decks. Only problem you have to do, you have to get up out your room and go out there and do that. Yeah. I don't mind doing that, and I had a great deal, so I did an interior room. But if I had the money and had a choice, be a balcony. Yeah. Another thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, as far as packing wise, because now I'm starting to kind of pack for Alaska, and I'm kind of stumped at what to put in my Alaska suitcase.
Well, one of the things is you're not going to be sure of the weather. Their season is like end of April to probably October-ish. Yeah. Some nights can get pretty chilly, but I went in May, and you're looking at highs of 65 in the daytime, which is, to me, was hoodie weather. At night it got a little chillier, but you don't know, so you have to pack. So you're going to need a winter coat and a lighter jacket. The biggest thing to do when you're in Alaska, you're going to want to dress in layers so you can peel layers off as you go. Oh, thank you so much. I just started doing memberships today. Today probably be the first chance you had. Thank you, Embarkation Nation. Yeah. I love them so much. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Dress in layers. And another thing I would tell people, which might surprise them, is pack your swimming trunks and pack your suntan lotion. Even though, it's Alaska, they do have, like, the Luminosa has a pool in the back that's heated, so you can actually go outside and swim. But you also have a pool indoors. But there is sun. When I went, I know a lot of people said it rained up there. When I went, I've never really seen rain. One day it sprinkled maybe just a little bit for a little part of the day, but the sun comes out and you'll probably need some suntan lotion. And most people probably wouldn't think of that, but I would bring suntan lotion.
Okay. Okay. Definitely bring that. I would not have thought to bring suntan lotion. I actually thought it was going to be kind of cold, and apparently it's not cold right now.
Well, again, it can be. If you're on the water near the glaciers, it's going to be cooler. Again, I went to a glacier and I took a helicopter ride and landed on the glacier. I probably could have did it in a hoodie, but I was glad I had a light jacket on.
I've heard something similar to like dress like an onion, so you can just kind of peel off the layers.
Pretty much. You go down into town, it's going to warm up. I mean, the other day I heard it was like 75 degrees up there. It might have been hotter than that. So it all depends on when you go and the weather pattern. So you got to be prepared, and take layers, take winter clothing. Waterproof clothing, a poncho or something like that in case it does rain, because you're still going to want to get off the ship. Even if it rains, you're still going to want to get off the ship and do your excursions, your whale watching, your fishing, your crab hunts, or going out looking for bears, as the cruise vet would say, bear wrestling excursion. Okay, just kidding. No bear wrestling excursions. But, there is a possibility of doing some walks up to like Mendenhall Falls. They warn you about bears, but bears, they're not coming up to you generally. Don't be aggressive towards them, and you should be okay.
So with this terrain that you could just wear regular shoes, should I pack regular shoes, or should I get hiking boots, all in one kind of shoes?
I packed just like gym shoes or cross trainers.
Okay.
When you went on when you went on the glacier, they gave actually like a booting to put over your shoe, and it had little spikes in it so you can gather your grip. And I'm assuming they make sure they were clean, so to keep it pristine up there. Walking the trails, I didn't go off trail, and that's kind of tough for me. Besides the glacier, so that would be a little tough for me to answer. If you go hiking, I would imagine you would want hiking boots.
Yeah, I think Brady and I are just gonna go and explore each port. I don't think we have anything technically planned as far as excursions. I think we're just gonna go out and explore each port as it is.
And that's good. I mean, they have a lot of places where you can just walk to, and some of the towns, Skagway and Ketchikan, it's a town, and you go explore and check out the food and the restaurants and all that other good stuff. The excursions are expensive. They are expensive. Welcome in, Cruising Scene. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Anybody else who I might have missed?
Oh, Uncle Dave just came in.
Welcome in, Uncle Dave.
Man.
Oh, Orange Cone says they have a Havana Spa suite with a balcony for the Alaskan cruise. You're going to enjoy it. They have been out in the cold. I see Destination Fun went on an Alaskan cruise. They said bug repellent. I didn't have any problems with. I didn't have any problems with that. And these are the things that you probably wouldn't think of. I can believe that.
I didn't even think Alaska had. Not had bugs, but I guess had mosquitoes. Is that what you're with bug repellent, right? Mosquitoes.
I didn't run into a problem with bugs. Wherever I went, I didn't have bugs. I went in early May, middle May, and I didn't have any problems. None that I saw. Mike and Rihanna, welcome in.
Welcome in.
So, but again, I'm sure she'll probably give us an answer as far as what kind of bugs she encountered.
And I'm going at a totally kind of different time. I'm going more towards like the end of the season. I hear also I might have a chance to see the Northern Lights out there too as well. Did you see the Northern Lights?
I did not get a chance to see the Northern Lights. I really wanted to. I got to make one special request right here. Okay. Hey, Ava. Pop misses you.
I love that.
That's my granddaughter.
I love that.
I can't wait to take her to Alaska.
That's going to be awesome. Bucket list for her, that's for sure. Ross just said, let's say, if you're going to do the White Pass and the Yukon Railway, book it through the ship. No, pretty good.
There are. That was an easy one. White Pass is a train, and it takes you. You're right there where the ship is, and it takes you up the Yukon Trail on a train, the White Pass. And make sure you take your passport. They have two: one that stops at the U.S. border, and then one that goes into Canada. Make sure, because the one I went on, I stopped at the border because I didn't have my passport when I didn't know I was going on there. I just happened to book it at the last minute, and book it. Take your passport so you can go up in Canada.
Okay.
Brady says I have a new. Brady says I have a new pair of waterproof shoes to carry with me. Yeah, I mean there's could be water places. Again, I didn't have that problem.
I'm just going to bring my Nike Trekkers. I think now that, you kind of say that, kind of like that terrain all-in-one kind of sneaker, because I have them for hiking up here. I have two different hiking kind of boots, so I think I'm going to bring one of those. It's kind of good information.
Cruise Vet said I brought some waterproof hiking shoes. Came in handy as it rained every day I was in Alaska. I have not had that problem. Early May, I had never had that problem. But again, you're going at a different time. Who knows?
Yeah. When did you go, Mike? Cruise Vet 2, drop that in the chat. I was wondering what time of year you visited Alaska.
And Destination Fun, Uncle Dave. I see you, Uncle Dave. Destination Fun said she had waterproof sneakers also.
Waterproof sneakers, okay.
So everybody, we appreciate you coming in here. But if you don't mind, and we're both sharing this out, you go to both channels and hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, my friend here, Controversial Cruising, especially, go over there and watch some of his videos. He has a good series out now about Margaritaville. So make sure you get over there and check out his videos. And then hit the like button and then also subscribe.
I appreciate that. We have a cheeseburger in paradise vlog coming up next, so I'm excited about that one. If you've got to follow along.
Destination Fun, she went there, and I saw her on the train. When I went to Alaska, my first time, and I took that train ride, I didn't have any footage. I wasn't vlogging at the time. So if you want to check out the White Pass train ride, Destination Fun, they have it on their channel.
Okay, we'll go back. And
Cruise Nuts is in the house. Welcome in, Cruise Nuts.
Welcome
and
in.
Cruise Vet said he went in September.
In September, okay. So did you see the Northern Lights, Mike?
No, I did not get a chance. I wanted to. I looked a couple of nights. One of the things that they have on most Alaskan cruises, they'll have a naturalist on board, and the naturalist will tell you, about the different wildlife that you're going to encounter, the Northern Lights, if available, or if you can see them or not. And I did not. Either one of my cruises, I have not seen the Northern Lights. So that's going to be a bucket list deal to get back up there and see those.
Yeah. I've also heard the layout, or the kind of like the Luminosa is a different layout than your regular Carnival ships because it is that brought over Costa ship. Is that correct?
It is. It's a little smaller ship. It's probably a Spirit class ship. The layout is a little different. They didn't do the Carnival upgrade with the guys burgers, so they have different restaurants. Not bad, not the best, not bad. I mean, you'll survive. The layout is it's pretty much a Carnival ship. The floors are a little different, like the casino is probably on the second or third deck. Okay. But the layout is decent. It's decent. You'll enjoy it.
I've heard there's no guys burger. I heard there's like a grill, off the grill, or off the Carnival something.
Yeah, off the grill. Which I mean, if you cruise old school Carnival, they did have, that was the kind of burgers that they had there. Wasn't bad, little greasy, not the worst. Okay. Traveling Czech was on the ship also. He said the deli was a great place to eat. The deli was a great place to eat. The only problem that I had was it closed early on when I was coming from Australia. It closed like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So you had to make life decisions about food at by 5 o'clock. Either you're into the main dining room or or you're not going to eat. Well,
Okay.
pizza.
Is there refrigerators in the room? You could put a sandwich in the refrigerator.
Yeah, there was, and there was. Again, you make the best of what you have. They had a refrigerator. I see Destination Fun said she was there in September and she saw the Northern Lights. I'm so jealous. Sherry, I'm jealous.
Nice. That gives me hope.
Fingers crossed.
I want to see it so bad. I'll be there the last week of August. I almost said October. August. I'm excited.
Destination Fun, the members only jacket is for the booze cruise. Thank you very much. And it's green.
This is one of my Alaska jackets, actually.
Oh,
so
yeah. My members only jacket is green, not gold, by the way.
That's right.
Will G is in the house. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Will G.
So what are you looking for the most going to Alaska?
Honestly, I think exploring new places that I've never been to before. That's kind of, I've been to so many Cozumels and so many Nassau, so many Freeports, and I think it's going to be refreshing to kind of go to a Juneau and Skagway and Tracy on Forge and all of these places that I've never been to before, and kind of be able to either experience them with Brady, my friend over here, or my friend Savio, or all three of us. I think that's going to be really awesome. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest.
I made a mistake. Destination Fun says we didn't see the Northern Lights. The cruise before us saw the Northern Lights. Womp, womp, womp. Not so jealous now.
That's my cruise. I can't wait. I'm excited. Because I talked to him and I assumed that it would be cold right now. And he told me this whole week it's been about 80, 82 out there.
I mean, the weather is nice. I actually, the first time I went, I was out on the deck with a t-shirt on. One other thing I want to touch on before we, go to another topic or anything. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people use their phones to take pictures. Good photography equipment is a must. You can do it with your phone. The problem with a lot of phones, they use like a digital zoom. So when you zoom in real close, the pixels the image is just fuzzy. That's why you have those cameras with the replaceable lenses. If you can get something with a zoom lens that's not a digital zoom, do that.
I have one. I'll bring it. Thank you for telling me.
Mike and Rihanna, I don't know if I spoke to you, but again, welcome in if I didn't, my friend.
Welcome in. So I figured, I know there's going to be a lot of people here, Bill, kind of segueing into our next topic, but I know there's going to be a lot of people here that are still going to be taking Caribbean style cruises. And I've been on so many of them. I know you have too as well. But what I figured we would do is I would kind of take the next 10, 12 minutes and I would kind of be a Caribbean cruise. And I'm going to give everybody in the chat, and I'm going to give everybody the chance in the chat too, to give their tips as well. And I'm going to be a Caribbean cruise. And I figured, Bill, you can kind of be an Alaskan cruise after me, and we can kind of compare the two. And it's like a Caribbean cruise versus an Alaskan cruise.
Sweet. Let's hear it.
Oh, nice. Brady's taking a camera for wildlife for the.
Yes, you really need it. You really need it, Brady.
All right. Okay, so I will be the Caribbean cruise. Okay, so let's just say I'm going to pick a 4 or 5 day cruise, right, to Cozumel, Mexico, one of probably the ports that I've been to the most. If I was going to Cozumel, Mexico as, let's say, a first cruise, or maybe one of my first couple cruises, what I would do to kind of prepare for that, besides getting all my documents in line, getting all of my travel documents all set and all that, all my flights, all my hotel information, all that out of the way. But what I would start to do is I would pack some things that I mostly wear in the summer. Now, one of the things that I have most experienced myself, and I am a big overpacker, is a lot of the things that you end up bringing on a cruise, you don't end up wearing or you don't end up using. So I'm not telling you not to bring those things. What I'm saying is just take a second thought about it and think about if you're really going to wear it, if it's going to really be in season when you're going to somewhere tropic, if you're traveling, let's say in the winter, or let's say you're traveling in the fall, right? Maybe only pack 2 pairs of jeans instead of 4. And this could be me talking to me because I have done that before. Or before you go pack 3 sneakers for a 4-day cruise to Cozumel, Mexico. Maybe you only need 1 and like water shoes. So I would start to build my suitcase with things that I wear in the summer predominantly. And I wouldn't think to bring as much for my first cruise because at the end of the day, there's a gift shop, there's ports. You can always buy tank tops. You can always buy bathing suits. You can always buy sunscreen in these ports, and you can bring them home and have a cool memento from your first cruise. So I think that's how I would kind of go at my first Caribbean style cruise, whether it's Cozumel or whether it's, let's just say, Nassau or Freeport, because they're very much the same feel. We're not really talking about shore excursions and what to do at those places. We're just really mainly talking broad as far as a Caribbean cruise. So that's how I would kind of prepare for it.
Hey, Rock the Boat and House of Entertainment has made it in the house. Welcome in, my friends.
Rock the boat.
And you know what? And that's pretty much Alaska. You're going to be the same way. You know, think about what you're going to what you want to wear and take it. Again, you have to prepare for different temperatures. Usually, when you're in the Caribbean, it's only going to be so cold, so you might just take a light jacket. However, in Alaska, you're going to take layers. So you're talking long johns. You're talking turtlenecks and things like that to keep you warm. And then you're going to want some water gear because you're still going to want to go out even if it rains. But the cruises themselves are different. When I think of the Caribbean, I think more of a party type. When I go to down to Grand Turk or wherever I go, I want to go to a bar, have a drink, hang out on the beach. When you go on an Alaskan cruise, it's different. The crowd is probably older. You'll see fewer kids, even though you see some, but it's not a party crowd. They still party, but just not like they do on a Caribbean cruise. I would go to the nightclub every night. There might be 10 people in the nightclub at night on the Alaskan cruise. Whereas, if I go on a Caribbean cruise, it's standing room only.
Yeah.
But again, it's also about the excursions and the sights and the sounds, and so you don't. It's a different vibe. It's not a party vibe. The casino was probably the only place that was comparable to a Caribbean cruise because the casino still stayed packed. But people got up early because they wanted to see the sunrise. They wanted to see if you're pulling into Tracy Island Fjords. Yeah, you wanted to be up early, so people didn't stay up as late. They're getting up ready for their excursions. So it's more of a laid back type of chill vibe, which I like it, but I can go either way.
Right. Is it 24 hours of sun up there? Doesn't it stay sunny?
It was late
the entire day.
It was late. It wasn't 24 hours. I mean, but again, it was probably 10 or 11 o'clock, and you still had sunlight. So you probably had 5 hours of darkness, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours.
Well, that's gonna be different. That's actually kind of nice to have an interior room so you can go back and it can kind of be.
I was about to say I had an interior room. I didn't have a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
See, Will G understands sunscreen. I agree, Will G. I was talking about that earlier. Cruising that says, Alaska Cruise is more of a watch book club type. Yep. Alice Lugo Studios made it in. Welcome in, Alice.
Hey, Alice.
Yeah,
We are
again,
doing a few good ones.
you can cut the TV on to see what is if it's light out or not outside in your room, because they have a camera that faces forward. Well, they probably have more than one that face rear too, but I always had the one that face forward, so I could just see where we're going, where we're pulling into and things like that.
And I heard also on the Luminosa, and I know this isn't kind of Alaskan cruise now, but as far as Luminosa, there's a few decks on the nightclub, isn't there? It's like the biggest nightclub on all Carnival ships.
No. What class of ship is that? They had the Frankenstein. Which one was that? Was that Dream? No. Was it Dream? Maybe one of them it's called. They had a Frankenstein. The name of the club, people, was Frankenstein, and it was 2 floors. Well, this one was 2 floors also, but because it was so empty, most people didn't go to the 2nd floor. I went up there and got some pictures, but again, there wasn't enough people down there. I mean, the most we ever had down there in one night was probably, I don't know, 25, 30 people.
Okay. Was it the same Carnival nightclub music, or was it different?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Wobble, wobble, wobble. Okay. Pretty much. I mean, it was still Carnival music. I mean, the DJ needed a little bit of work, and we had to go make suggestions of what we wanted to hear. So, but they worked with you. Bamanola's in the house. Welcome in, Billy. Will G says, not the Dream. I can't remember whatever class that ship is. And I remember just the Frankenstein, because they got a big Frankenstein monster sitting up there. Maybe Spirit, maybe Spirit class.
I don't know if I've ever been on that ship.
And I could just remember the big Frankenstein, but it had 2 floors.
So if there was something that you would say not to miss on an Alaska cruise, or while you're in Alaska, what would that be?
Well, I closed everything down. I was going to show a video, but the one thing that I would do if I were you, I would listen to the naturalist. A lot of people didn't, because most people go on a cruise, they're not expecting somebody there to be talking about the cruise. They do, hey, this port, go shop here, go shop there. Alaskan cruise is different. I mean, they're teaching you about the environment that you're about to be in, the wildlife that you're about to see. Anything you want to know about what's going on in Alaska, they can tell you. They're experts on that. So I would get up and go listen to them give their speech. Young lady named Emily did it on the Luminosa when I was on it, and it would be like 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we would go on the deck and walk around the deck, and she would point out different things and look for different wildlife. And there's a bear on the edge over here, and you use like a clock, like the front of the ship would be 12 noon, and to the right would be 3. So at 1 o'clock, boop, there's wildlife and things like that. So the one thing I wouldn't miss would be the naturalist.
The naturalist. Okay, so it's like a morning show that she does, like
usually it's a morning show. Usually it's a morning show, but she'll come on throughout the day. They have certain rules, and when you go like into Tracy Arms Fjords, or I don't know if that's where you're going at, but certain areas you can't use the loudspeaker because they don't want to. They try to minimize the invasion to the environment. So the animal, you can only go 2 to 3 knots as far as speed, and they can't go over the loudspeakers making announcements. So it gets quiet once you get in there. And again, when I say quiet, it's quiet. You've never seen a cruise ship that quiet.
Okay. Do they provide like binoculars and things too do you bring them?
You can buy, they sell them. Did they rent them? I don't know if they rented them or not, but they had places that was like maybe $40, and then they had another pair maybe for $60 or $70 it looked like it was for purchase.
Okay.
I didn't purchase them, so I don't know, but they did have them available if you needed the binoculars.
I think I'm going to bring mine.
Binoculars. I mean, again, how did I leave that off my list? The photography equipment and binoculars. I mean, those are
'Cause
like
I
the
have a
main
small
things
pair.
that you want. You got to remember, if you're on a ship and the ship is 300 yards long, well, let's say 250 yards long, and you're a half mile to a mile away from the shore and try to see a bear or something like that, or an eagle, this will be tough to see. It's like that's like look down in the water. That's when if something goes overboard, it's tough to find because I mean, you're so high up and so far away. It's like it's just a speck. That's where good equipment comes into play. I mean, again, I use my I have the Samsung Ultra 21, and it has like 50x zoom. Again, it's not going to take a good picture, but I can zoom in and still kind of make out what I'm looking at. So
Okay.
I really enjoy it. They call
Did
it a
you
scumbag zoom, but that's a different story.
did you bring binoculars with you or buy
I
them
did
when you were
not.
there or no?
I did not. I regret it. And a camera. The next time I go, I will have it all,
Okay.
especially especially the camera. Um, I have some pictures. The picture that we have in our background right here in our background is a picture that I took on a cruise. Um, I would love to be able to get closer and see some of the wildlife. I don't have any good pictures of wildlife because I'm so far away.
Okay. And there's different excursions that you can go to see the wildlife if you wanted to at certain
Yeah,
points.
they have uh as far as like the whale watching and go crab hunting. Brady is asking about the salmon when they run. I don't know, but they have where you can go out and catch crabs and come back and they cook them. They cook them for you. So it's like an excursion, and you come back and you cook your own food. And I mean, there's all type of things in Alaska,
That's kind of
and
cool.
I don't eat seafood, so again, it didn't really mean a lot to me. But they say the Alaskan crabs up there were really good.
Oh, I can't wait to eat seafood. I love seafood.
It's everywhere. I mean, there was some crab shack. I forget the name of the crab shack. Right off the ship when you get off in Ketchikan, maybe, and it's my goodness. There was a line. I don't know, 100 yards long to get in there. So I assumed the food was good.
Yeah. And Ketchikan is the salmon capital of the world, right?
Yeah, they have the habitats out there. Yep. And a lot of times you can go Tracy's Crab Shack. That is the name of it. Thank you, Destination. Destination Fun. Why aren't you up here?
Gracie's Crab Shack.
Yeah, I mean, it's right off the ship. The halibut, Destination Fun said the halibut was good. Destination Fun, they have a whole series. So if you ever get a chance to go check theirs out before you go, she'll give
I
you
had
some.
no idea.
They'll give you some good pointers.
I will definitely be checking that series out for sure. I had no idea.
Cruise Nuts is talking about a good camera to get the Nikon. As long as it has interchangeable lenses, because I don't want to do digital zooms anymore.
I have this traveler lens for my camera or for my phone that will just attach and clip onto the back. So
Yeah.
I'll bring that. I didn't even think about that.
Uncle Dave says, Scott, write this stuff down.
That's why this was going to be one of my favorite lives with Bill, because I get to kind of, be the student and kind of learn as I am going on an Alaska cruise in a few weeks. So this was definitely
it is. I mean, again, all my cruises, it's Alaska is definitely top 5, probably top 3. And only one that probably would beat it out would be I did a 23-day cruise from Sydney, Australia, or from Seattle to Sydney, Australia, and then I did a 21-day from Brisbane, Australia to Seattle, and those are probably my top 2 cruises. But then the Alaska one is right there, and it just because of the destinations of the longer cruises, because I hit the bucket list, the Tahiti, Fiji, Moorea, Hawaii. I hit a lot of bucket list ports there. So that brought that up to number one and number two. But Alaska is, and I'm not I live in Michigan. So, but believe it or not, I don't like cold weather. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. I would tell anybody, even if you don't like cold weather, to go. And Scott, you're lucky you're being able to go up there. You're going at a different time. I see somebody said the salmon runs to August, so you might be a little out of luck with that one. When are you going? When are you going?
2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. For some reason, I know what it was. I saw an ad where it's like buy one get one free for Margaritaville.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Brady and Scott just got off Margaritaville, so I'm watching their videos, and then this ad popped up, and it's like, I need to go. And as soon as I looked at like the price for the room, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation texted me, Bill, look at this. I'm like, are you hacking my phone? I'm on the page right now. How did you know? Because it's like of all the cruises, Margaritaville. And as soon as I look at it, all of a sudden she texts me, you should look at this, Bill. Anyway, Jennifer, I don't think you're hacking my phone.
I really want to try to find a way to go back. I know I don't want to turn this into Margaritaville, but I do kind of want to find a way to go back. I might end up going back next March, so we'll see with another. I'm going to try
to make it with you. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Definitely be fun.
Destination Fun said we should do it all over again. Alaska is the one cruise that I've heard that nobody complained. If they did that cruise, they never complained. I've never heard of anybody, and I'm talking about the Alaskan cruise. The food, maybe. The cruise itself, nothing. I mean, no. The ports and things like that. The only thing they might have complained about, they couldn't do a port because of bad weather or something like that.
Oh yeah, because of the rain.
Or,
and you said you've done twice, right?
I did twice.
Sailed twice. Yeah. Both on the Luminosa.
I did one on the Spirit. This is going back maybe 5 years ago, and then I did the Luminosa this year.
Okay.
And everybody in chat, Destination Fun, I would do it again. Cruising scene, I would do it again. I mean, again, it's one of those cruises. It's definitely bucket list cruise. I mean, and that's for like for most people. Again, for once you go to the Caribbean and you start realizing, hey, Cozumel reminds me of Grand Turk, which reminds me of Costa Maya, which reminds me of, and it's like when you do something different, that's like cruising from the West Coast is a big deal now, because most people on the East Coast have never cruised from the West Coast. That's and true. Even me, I've done it twice, and I've been fascinated by it each time. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I did it on the Panorama, which I like the Panorama ship, but I don't know, because it was so different or because it was different.
Now, were the Spirit and the Luminosa different, or were they kind of similar?
To me, they were similar. I think somebody was saying it was a cross between Spirit class and I want to say Vista class, but again, this was a small Spirit class. Okay. 2,400 people maybe. It was definitely on a smaller size.
Did it hit the same ports too?
I believe it did. The two ships that I went on, it hit. Well, I'm talking about Alaska. When I went to the West Coast, the ports that I hit were Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, and Mazatlan. And I really enjoyed those ports. But again, I had never been there before, so it was fun exploring. Traveling checks a fewer kids also when we went. And Keisha says the only cruise my husband has even expressed any interest in is Alaska. Yeah,
Alaska.
And, wow. But again, that's for him. I would imagine he's from Africa, I do believe, and that's what you would want to do. So it's something that you're not used to, something different. And Alaska, to me, my goodness, maybe if you live in Colorado and the Rocky Mountains or something like that, it wouldn't mean much to you as much as it does to me. But no, I was very impressed with Alaska.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm counting down the work shifts. I'm counting down the days. I can't wait to go. And Seattle too. I heard Seattle, as far as ports, is a little different than other ports of call, because I've been out of Charleston, I've been out of Miami, I've been out of Tampa, I've been out of I think I've been out of California too when I was younger as well. And I just heard that Seattle was a lot different.
Seattle wasn't that different. The only thing about Seattle, and Destination Fun, kind of hit on it. You leave out the city, but then when you wake up, it's like you're in Never Land. I mean, it's like a different world. And I guess the Caribbean is like that too. But again, I mean, if you're in Florida and you go to the Bahamas, is it really that much different? I mean, some of the landscape.
True.
So it's like totally different. So you leave Seattle and city life, and next thing you know, you're out here with nature, and it's different. It hits differently.
Did you do anything the night before in Seattle that I should check out, or something that I shouldn't miss when I'm in Seattle?
Well, for me, I went the day before, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time. I went to the Space Needle, which I think everybody does. Go down Space Needle, go up to Space Needle, and I also went to Pikes Market, where they throw the fish. But I got there too late for that. That's some kind of a morning thing, and I got there late, so I didn't get to see them throw the fish. But that's what I did, and again, I enjoyed it. I had, maybe it was a half an hour wait to get up to the elevator to get to the top of the Space Needle.
Okay.
I'm
gonna check that out. Yeah.
If you're interested, there's a video out for it. So if you want to go check out the video for the Space Needle in Seattle and a little bit of Alaska, you go check out my channel. Ooh. Or Destination Fun's channel.
Both. I got homework.
You got Cruise Vets. Selling out of Seattle was awesome. I sell out of Galveston mostly, and it was way more scenic than I'm used to. Yeah, I mean, even flying in, it was Mount Rainier. You fly in, you see the big mountain out there, Rainier, and then when you're on the ship, you can look over and see Mount Rainier if it's a clear day. See Mount Rainier, and man, it hits differently, and you start feeling like Alaska. Mike and Rihanna.
I mean, I see mountains out here. Don't get me wrong, because I'm in Alaska. I'm in Arizona, but I mean, not like Alaska mountains or Seattle mountains. I mean, it's just completely different.
Mike, Rihanna say Pikes Marketplace is awesome to go to. Griswold family, welcome in. Thanks for coming in, my friend.
Seeing there's a lot of food options there. There's some places to get drinks, and it's kind of like a little markety farmers thingamajigger. I've seen some videos and it looks kind of cool. I kind of want to do it.
They have a lot of things. And again, I didn't have a lot of time, so that's kind of the area that I stayed in. But plenty of places to eat and drink. I no problem. I didn't, crime. I felt safe the entire time. So again, that's that area and where my hotel was. My hotel was probably maybe 15 minutes away from the port.
Oh, right by Pikes.
Yeah, Pike. It's all down in kind of the same area.
I think that's where
not too far away. Mm-hmm. Uncle Dave says the very first Starbucks is there.
Oh.
I actually one of my and tomorrow, for people that are interested, I do a show on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Warm Strong Adventure, a banter with Bill, and I'm going to be talking about bucket list. One of my bucket list cruises, I already mentioned Antarctica. I want to do Norway, and I saw there's a cruise channel that I watch, Cues and Views. They did a Norway cruise. I've been to Alaska, and from what I saw from their videos, it looked like Alaska on steroids. So I really want to go see what it looks like in person.
Norway, wow. Where do you take that from?
I haven't done any research into it, so I don't know. I don't know.
Probably have to fly somewhere. That's crazy.
Oh, you definitely would. You'd probably, I would almost guarantee you're flying somewhere. But
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That is cruising scene says, "Oh, Norway would be beautiful." Yeah. Again, just from what I saw, I want to go badly. Mike and Rihanna says Seattle seafront is pretty neat to go to, and as well, they will have great seafood places. I don't eat seafood. Yuck. Called Iverson, which really is good for fish and chips.
Iverson's perfect.
Kal-El is in the house. Welcome in, Superman. Thanks for stopping by. Destination Fun says Norway leaves from the UK.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, she was talking about it, and I don't know what she. I don't know if it's 25, maybe. I may have to join their little group. I don't know if she's gonna do a group cruise with that or not. But
I cruise out of Norway.
I just skipped something. Cruising scene. Have you been on a Mediterranean cruise yourself, Scott?
I have not. No, I have not. A bulk of my cruises have been the Caribbean. So
I just booked I've never been on one cruising scene. I just booked my first one like September. I had it written down here someplace. September like 19th. I'm going to do the Mediterranean, and I'm looking forward to that one too. That was another one on the bucket list. Say it again.
Are you going to vlog that?
Oh yeah, for him on out. Whatever I do, I'm going to vlog. But yeah, I'm definitely going to vlog that one. That was kind of because we hit Santorini, Greece, and my daughter really wanted to go there. And she's gonna take the kids and pack up and go over there. Those kids are so spoiled. Ava, you're spoiled if you're still listening, which you're probably not. You're so spoiled. They're going to the beach and going to Greece and all this other good stuff. But again, to me, that's the key to this world is understanding this world is, expanding your experiences in the world.
Oh yeah.
But again, that's one of my daughter's bucket list cruises. So we're gonna knock that out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next year.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. My parents are doing one too at the end of this year too. I couldn't fit it into the schedule. So they're going on a Celebrity Princess Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
That one's gonna be a fun one.
And turning this back to the Alaskan cruise, I don't know whether I'm just lucky, but I go about, and I went the same time this time as I did last time, and the first 2 weeks of May, no rain. I mean, or just very little rain. I never had to get like a poncho or anything like that. There was a little sprinkle here and there, but again, nothing that stopped my journeys. I don't know about anybody else as far as the best time to go. I would imagine, the later you get in the year, it probably gets rainier.
The later you go,
yeah, I would think rainier, colder.
So I'll probably catch the end of it, but even if it rains, that's fine. It doesn't rain a lot in Arizona, so that's okay.
Well, again, you probably would like to see some rain. Yeah, what is this? What is this?
It's rain. I haven't seen this in months.
Keisha says the goal is to give our kids better than we had. Mama Millionaire got to do superstar trips for her grandkids. She does. My kids were spoiled. I say. Awesome. So yeah, no, she's doing a fantastic job.
That's awesome.
Hey, and we're kind of winding down now. Scott, I thought about you today. I'm thinking about going out to Vegas sometime.
Yeah.
And how far are you from like Phoenix?
Phoenix, I live in Phoenix, so not far at all.
Okay, because what I was thinking about, if I time it right, maybe I can fly out there and we can meet up someplace and do our show live together one day.
That would be awesome. Bucket list.
Bucket list. Mm-hmm. I just thought about that. Man, me and Scott on location from someplace. What a good show that would be. People, would you like to see that? Would you be interested in seeing us do a live collaboration in person?
I would.
So, if I go to Vegas, just stop. It's like just a quick stop over there.
Yeah. Well, definitely let me know and keep me in the loop. And I know I said I was going to save this to the end, but I know that you have just started your membership, Bill, and I know a lot of people have teased like Destination Fun. Does that get us a live in a onesie, in your Alaska onesie? Because I heard something, a rumor about an Alaska onesie, and I thought we were going to get a Alaska onesie live here. So,
well, again, for people, I know I don't have a onesie, but that might be good content for the cruise coming up, for the booze cruise, to have a onesie, and maybe my members will get a chance to see me maybe do a live in a onesie. You never know.
heard it here. Heard it here. It just I was told to ask on this live.
Hey,
So
you never know. Between a Warm Strong Adventures production and a Controversial Cruising production, you never know what you might get. As Betty would say, life is like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get.
That is very true. So that means I better sign up now.
There you go.
Smart.
Let's see.
Think, Bill, I think that will bring us to our very last segment. I know it's your favorite segment. So here we go. I'll cue the music. That's right. And the back in the day with Bill W. question today, Bill, is if you could choose, and I know this is kind of a hot topic, or it's been a hot topic for the last couple months, since a lot of cruise companies are peeling back the printed, let's say, fun times for Carnival. If you could choose, would you rather have a printed copy every day of the fun times, or would you rather use the app, and why?
Well, let me welcome in Scrosness. Randy, welcome in. Thanks for coming in, my friend.
Welcome in, Randy.
Now, again, I'm old, and I know old people we're really not supposed to like technology. I really like the app. I mean, it's so easy to use. It's right there. You can look at, you're on a 7-day cruise. You can look at all 7 days. You can look at the menus. What I used to do on a cruise ship, I used to go down and look at the restaurant to see what the menu was going to be like for the next day. So they would put it out late at night. I would go down there and see what I got that on my phone. So, okay, well, you're traveling with somebody. Hey, where do you want to go? Hey, where do you want to go? They just heart what they want to do, the schedule for what's going on that night. You can heart it, and everybody can see what you're going to do. They have the chat feature, which is not part of the fun times, but again, you can always stay in touch. I like the technology. You don't have the memories. Now, the paper copy would be nice. If I ever got a paper copy, I would get a paper copy just to bring back home for memory's sake.
And save it, yeah.
But that old school, using a marker to mark what you want to do that night, that's so 1989. Why not have it on your app? Hit the heart button. You like it like you do everything else now, and everybody in your group can see what you like and what you want to go to. If I put a highlight on a fun time, you got to look at it and see. Well, what whole group? Hold on, group. Here, this is where I want to go. Well, now everybody can see what you want to do, which show you want to go to, what restaurant, what menu you have, what restaurants, how long your wait is to get into the restaurant. Everything is right there on your phone. You got to have the phone, people. I'm sorry. There we go on a ramble. Give me the phone any day of the week, but keep the paper option open for people that like the paper copy. But again, that's you like, house phones, so you probably have a landline. If you like the paper copy, you like landlines. That's for old people. Young people, that's telephones that were in your house and you couldn't move them. So anyway, hey, cruising is fun anytime. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Cruising is true. Yeah. And again, Keisha says I need both.
That's my answer. I know, call me old. I'm old school. I like having the paper copy with me. I like highlighting things. I will comply. I will definitely click in if we're cruising together and you want to know where I'm going, I'll click where I'm going. But I like having that copy with me like it's a treasure map.
And fold it all up and put it in your pocket. Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I do. I do. Bring it to
God,
bar to
I'm
bar with me. I
surprised.
do. I don't know.
Like,
Call me
look
old
at Keisha. Look at Keisha. I need both. Plan my day on the paper with the highlighter, and then set the reminder alerts in the app. Why
I
can't you
get
just
her.
plan it? Why can't you just plan it in the app? It sounds like you. Oh, I want to go here. Let me go to the phone and click it. Oh, I want to go here. Let me go to the phone and click it. Why not just do it on the phone? Oh, this is where I want to go. Boom, boom, boom. 3 minutes, you're done. Your whole day is planned.
I don't know.
Keisha.
It's more fun highlighting and
See,
choosing.
people like what they're used to. They don't like change. Change is a bad thing in the world.
It's true. It's true. Oh,
It is, but again, see, now they have this thing on your phone. They have this thing on your phone called screen record. Have you heard of it, Keisha? Where you can actually record the whole day's activity on your phone and put it seamlessly into your vlog. Seamlessly. I'm just saying.
then you got to scroll back for it and look 2 weeks later and try to find it. And paper copies just right here. Oh, I went to trivia first, and I went to.
Yeah, but again, see, now you have to film it if you're going to show it, or maybe you don't want to show it in your vlog. You have to film it and then edit it to your log. Too much work. Too much work.
That's why we get along, Bill.
But I see a lot of people like both.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Cruise Nuts, I can't wait to see you, because I bet you're doing everything on your phone. I bet I never see you with a copy of the Fun Times or paper, a printed copy. I bet I never see it. He's too advanced for that, I believe. Let's see. Carrie, see why I carried it.
After the cruise ends, you don't.
You don't, but again, you can record everything. I mean, again, they have this thing called screen record. You can record it all. I do have. I have. This was like a special edition Carnival Caper. Back in the day, it used to be called Carnival Caper. I do have one right here, but again, yeah, I just did that because it was like they went old school and showed us the old Carnival Caper.
Yep. True.
People, June. There we go, writing things down.
I do. I usually get two if there's paper copies, so I can scribble, and then one I save. So if there are, but they're less and less now. So hey, Bruce.
Bruce, welcome in. Okay, Keisha, because I can open up the entire paper copy and see the whole next day on my. But Keisha, listen. On the app, you have 7 days that you can open up and pick out. 7 days. You're not waiting for the room steward to put it on your bed for the next day. You have all 7 days that you can map out ahead of time. Mind blown.
I like a surprise.
See, there you go. Like surprises. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know. Let's have a surprise.
Exactly. I like that.
See, I can't tell. Mike is so old. I can't tell if he's being serious or not. I mean, not old Mike.
Yeah. But
so, well, Scott, what do you have going on? Anything else going on this week? I thought I got a notification about a show or something coming up.
Yeah. So actually, good thing that you said that. And the last thing I said kind of segued into it, but our Embarkation Nation and myself are coming together tomorrow, and we are bringing you the first ever cruise and travel trivia. So we're going to talk a little bit about trivia and trivia on cruise ships, and then we're going to present you guys with a cruise trivia that you can actually participate along with, and we'll be able to see who wins, and maybe there'll be a little prize attached. So hopefully that you'll join us tomorrow, the same time as this, actually. So 4 o'clock PST, and 7 o'clock EST on Embarkation Nation or my channel.
Sweet. No Googling allowed, right? I mean, we're not
No
going
Googling allowed.
Okay, no Googling. Okay. Because sometimes I've seen like some trivia shows. It's like, how did they know that? You know, they had to Google that one. So no Googling allowed, people.
And there's some easy questions. I'm not gonna, but they get a little progressively harder, and we'll see if the community likes this, and kind of like a Thirsty Thursday travel trivia and cruise trivia with Embarkation Nation and
Thursday.
cruise.
Thursday. That sounds good. Maybe I will get a beverage.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
What do you have going on for the rest of the week, Bill?
Only thing I have is a Banter with Bill tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, yes.
That's early for you. I mean, for you guys on the West Coast, 1 p.m. But I'm going to go over bucket list cruises and what makes a bucket list cruises, my bucket list cruises. I'm going to have a poll on there as far as what's your bucket list cruise? Because I'm really curious what people think as far as bucket list cruises. That's my goal now. Everything I want to do now is about bucket list cruises. Embarkation Nation say they can't wait. Embarkation Nation, again, thank you again for becoming a member. I appreciate it. You're the first, so you'll know I'll never forget. Yes. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Well, I guess it's about that time. It's 8:06, so we're getting ready to get out of here, good people. Thanks everybody for coming in. If we missed you in the chat, we do apologize, but you're always welcome here. Yes. Thanks for coming out and showing us the support, and hopefully you learned something about Alaska, and hopefully you might want to go on an Alaskan cruise. If I'm gonna make one more plug, Embarkation Nation, June 15th, 2025, which gives you a lot of time to prepare. They actually have a group cruise booked, which I'm thinking about going. I don't know because my 25 is so full that I'm trying to get other cruises in. But I would love to go on this cruise. It's on the Norwegian Encore, and June 15th, 2025. Check with Embarkation Nation or Ocean Travel. They're doing it. I think it would be one of the best Alaskan cruises out there because the ship was, from my understanding, was built for Alaska. So, everything on there is going to be built for Alaska. So I think that would be just an outstanding cruise, especially if you got excited or, you thought about an Alaskan cruise from this chat. Think about that one. As Bruce says, I need to come. I know I need money. I didn't hit Mega Millions last night or Powerball, whatever it was. I didn't hit. Somebody in Florida. What? It was Destination Fun. You've been awfully quiet. Maybe she hit. Somebody in Florida hit. But anywho, somebody June 15th, 2025, Alaskan cruise, group cruise. Check with Embarkation Nation or Ocean Travel. And that's it for me.
That's it, guys. Thanks for making it in, and thanks for joining us again on another Wednesday Live.
And we will catch you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
That's right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.